Welcome to HASSDISCUSSES. We got Apoc Krysis in the building. What you been up to today, man?
Man, we've been out here working. I got Sly in the back. We've been working on making a couple tracks, shot some film.
For what songs are you shooting music videos for?
All new songs. Like we made a bunch of songs. I had Jupe and I had Sly over here. We just put in work.
Were you doing all this was it like Texas or something?
No, we in Georgia right now.
Oh, word. Is that where you're from? You from Georgia?
Yeah, born and raised.
Where in Georgia?
Atlanta.
What was your like upbringing like what were you like in high school? Were you making music in high school or did it come later?
Yeah, I was making music in high school. I started probably around age 13.
What was the first software you used?
First software I ever used was a little bit before I was 13 was LMMS, I think.
What is that?
I think it's like Linux Multimedia Studio or something.
Was it like was it good or was it
Were my beats good on that, you mean?
no, I was sure your beats were amazing, but was the software like hard to use or was it easy?
The software was actually pretty easy, and no, my beats were not good on that. I was just like sampling like some like Super Mario and shit. Like it was pretty bad.
That's crafty, but it's like that's the equivalent of sampling the Wii song, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
But like is that the only like what other type of music were you making with like who were you making music with at the time? Was it just your friends or was it all alone?
It was just like solo. Like I was the rapper of my friend group. So I started off rapping because I only got into beats just to produce for the rapping. So like I'd be rapping at parties and stuff like that, and people would be like, "Oh man, you're actually good. You need to press something up." So
When did you find all of this beautiful like community and like you know what I'm talking about, this funk shit? Like when did you discover that?
shoot, I was like 13 probably. I was watching like all the Rated Clan type shit back in 2012.
Yeah.
So I really messed with Rated Clan, and I was just like in the community. I was making artwork before I was releasing anything publicly.
Were you under a different name at the time for your artwork?
Yeah, I had an alias.
Do you want to share it or not?
Nah, that's still on low key.
Yeah, that's all good. Um, but yeah, like what's your favorite like couple of mixtapes from like Raider Clan members that you like were infatuated with that you could speak on?
Well, obviously, Blackland Radio 66.6. Codeine and Pizza from Chris Travis. I bump that like all the time. And Key Nyada Too Funky, which is actually dope because I pressed up that cassette for him. Too Funky.
What artist is that for?
Key Nyada.
Mm, that's cool. I messed with the one of Lil Champ Fway's. Oh, I forget the name of that one, but he had one that was really good. It had like Denzel on it. That shit was fire.
I know
No,
exactly which tape you're talking about. I can't remember the name of it, but it had like spaced out on it and something else. I can't remember.
I'm going on Spotify right now, bro. Don't worry. We gotta talk because there's this one song on that
Yeah, that's it.
I fuck with. I interviewed him. He's a nice little chap. He's got a cool strain he's selling. He's a businessman, yo. All right, neighborhood
Yeah, he's
superstar.
yeah, Neighborhood Superstar. That's the one with like the blinged out like Dat Piff cover, right?
Yeah, he's probably one of the first artists in this scene to make like a song called "Loked Out" because a lot of people, you know, what I'm talking about how everybody. That's one of those samples that like everyone uses the funked out, loked out, raw with the pistol grip.
Yeah.
That's something I want to ask you about. What's the most overused funk sample?
Okay. I was literally thinking this today. Is the one that goes like "Do or Die," OG Killer, like something like that. It's got
Yeah,
like these all these bells in the background. It's one of the Juicy J tapes, and I think it's by what's his name? I think it's like either I think it's SOG,
yeah.
like SOG. But that's like in every funk kit, like just the "Do or Die," OG Killer, like that we need to retire that. Um, I feel like we finally retired. What is it? Purple Thing, Gold Hammers Gleaming as you see me pass, like that one.
Wig split. I'm done with that.
Weight split, yeah.
I think you and Cisco's version's the definitive, in my opinion, There's a lot of different versions, but I think that the one that you produced for AOZ and Mr. Cisco is the definitive one.
Man, shout out to both of them. Mr. Cisco, like I was watching his videos to learn how to like produce. Like he would just be like producing on YouTube.
Yeah, I know what
You know,
channel
he'd
you're
be like,
talking about.
yeah, with like a little camera to the screen, and I'd be studying that screen. You know, I actually bought a drum kit from him back in 2013, 2014, something like that.
I'm gonna look at his channel up and watch some of those videos because I know what channel it is. I watched a couple of his remakes. He's done he remade Petro by Space Ghost Perp. It was so beautifully done. I don't know if you know. Yeah, that's probably my second favorite Space Ghost Perp song right there. Petro, that's a good one.
Petro's hard.
Yeah, bro. You know what's crazy though about Perp is how he's like influenced like newer cats, like the Vamp shit. You know what I'm talking about? I made a whole video on how he kind of started the whole Playboy Cardi Vamp wave that all these people, him and Tracy. Are you familiar with that aspect of him?
Oh yeah, like the Vodacity and all that, like the Vamp Life, like yeah.
Yeah, he's always on some awesome shit. But I got another sample that I know you would know about, the Joski Love. You know,
Yeah, that horn.
it's good though. It's good though. And then there's also what were you saying?
No, I was just saying I fuck with it.
Yeah, and then there's another one. I forget, but it's like Mongo Santama. I forget, but that's a good one too. But when's the first time you worked with Cisco though? Because you work with him a lot.
Time working with Cisco, I don't really think we worked that much. I want to say it was Wig Split.
Or
I think I think it was Wig Split.
how did that come together?
Um, I think I showed him the beat or something like that, and he hopped on it. And he told me he was getting AOZ on it,
That's what's up.
and shit came out fire.
Yeah. Something that you've created that I really admire and I've showed a lot of people is your phonk video essay. When did you what prompted you to make that video essay?
I just felt like people had no idea what they were talking about, so I was just like, oh, I'll just show them. And I had originally hit up like some Memphis artists, and I was gonna do like interviews, and I was gonna do like a part two and all that. That was when I was doing part one, you know, because I was gonna have like some, I was gonna have like some actual Memphis artists talk about it. I had hit up like Homicide and DJ Zerk. I didn't get a reply back from DJ Zerk, but I did get a reply back from Homicide.
A lot of the older Memphis artists, they're very like responsive and humble to talk to. Like I've talked with Spanish Fly before. I've talked with Project Pat. They're very like they're really seeing how like this shit's like played out and influenced shit. Like it didn't Spanish Fly, he just did an Adidas commercial. Did you see that?
Yeah, an Adidas commercial? Nah, I didn't see that.
With his music in it. It has like one of the Gangsta Walk. I think it's like a Gangsta Walk song that he put in it. I think that's what it was called. But they all had everybody dancing and all that shit.
Yeah, that's dope. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, I'll send you the post for that and stuff like that. But when did you start doing the managing stuff? Because that's hella interesting. You're managing Kreayshawn, you're managing Jupilux. When did you start to get into that?
Let's see, I had got into managing, interestingly enough, when I started at like 13 and I was doing artwork. I was kind of managing a group, and so I won't name it right now or anything like that, but I was managing the group, and that got me interested in managing. Now I was hiding my age under the alias because I was like 13 and everybody else was like 26. So
Yeah.
I was like, if I can do that, then I can manage just about anybody. And so we were doing good with that.
That's what's up. And then eventually, how did you discover Jupilux?
Okay, I saw Jupilux. Let's see. I think I saw one of her songs pop up from her Kill Bill tape on Memphis
Yeah,
66.6.
that's a good one. That's a good one.
And I was like, oh damn, like a new female rapper on the scene. And I checked it out and it was different. It was really standout. And I checked out her other music and I'm like, damn, it's just very, mad talented, great work ethic. I'm like, this is crazy.
Yeah. And like she always putting in that work. She's like almost every week. It's insane. I'm a real big fan of her and all my friends.
She makes like 10 songs a day. Like no joke.
Inspirational right there. Inspirational.
Yeah.
And then you managed Kreayshawn. Like, how did that come about? How'd you ever link up with Kreayshawn to manage her?
That was just something that that's something that just only would have happened during like the COVID, during the quarantine. You know, that was crazy. I worked with like Limpompo. I don't know if you know Limpompo.
I do not.
So Limpompo was like, they worked with they did some of Freddie's videos for Cha Cha, the
Oh,
original Cha Cha.
yeah.
And so I had been cool with them, shout out to them and everything. I think it's like now a defunct project, but they put out a virtual rave.
Mm.
And so we was planning the virtual rave and everything. And so they had Kreayshawn for the virtual rave. And me and her started talking during like the virtual rave, during the planning and all that. And just pick brains and everything like that. And she ended up asking me to manage her. And that's how I went after that.
What's a couple of your favorite songs by her, like that you're a fan of, or tapes or songs that you were a fan of prior to working with her on stuff?
I like Left Eye. Like that's like the main one that comes to mind. Left Eye and Fire Truck.
Yeah. Are you a fan
Left
of
Eye,
the
Fire.
Young Lean song she did, the Marble Phone one? That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, Marble Phone's dope. I'm a sad guy. Like,
Yeah, and I love the how like just the percussion on the beginning too, with like what I forget who produced that. I think that was
I
Sherman.
think it's yeah, I think it's like it's either Young Sherman or like White Armor or something. But both those dudes crazy with the beats, atmosphere.
And like what's cool about Young Lean is I think I saw an interview. He was like, the first thing I want to do when I get signed or get big is make a song with Kreayshawn. That's what he said.
You said Young Lean?
That's what Young Lean said about Kreayshawn.
That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, she inspires so many.
Yeah,
She's deeply rooted in this like underground culture.
yeah, yeah, for sure. And who else do you manage?
I manage Kreayshawn, Jupilux, and System Moss.
That's what's up. How'd you discover System Oz?
System Moss actually had hit me up for a beat when we were both in Doom Shot.
Yeah. So you were in Doom Shop for some time. We don't have to speak on that too much, but how'd you get involved with them in the first place?
Let's see. I was in my other group, and I was like, I think it would be dope if we had somebody that was in both groups, like in two groups at the time, just to kind of like expand reach. And so I started making some beats, that I felt like the Doom Shop type audience would mess with. And Play of Misery actually ended up rapping on one of my beats. I would say he's probably the second person to ever rap on one of my beats. Was Play of Misery.
Yeah.
He was D's nuts at the time.
For real?
Yeah, I missed that name. That name was dope.
Damn, I didn't know that. Damn, that's
Yeah,
fire.
check out his D's nuts era stuff. It's pretty dope.
Is it on his main SoundCloud or is it like on a different SoundCloud?
Nah, he deleted like all of it. Like you can check VK. If you ever missing a song, you can check VK. Just I'll hit you up at the interview with like the full name because it's spelled funny. You know.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's just crazy to me. He's gotten three name changes. I don't know which one I like the best though. Which one do you like the best out of all three names?
Definitely these nuts. I saw that. It's like that catches the attention.
Yeah, I feel you. The third one catches the attention too, but I mess with these nuts too. But anyways, so I'm a big fan of your work with Soulze. Out of all the things you've done in Doom Shop, what's your favorite songs that you made with Soulze?
With Soze, let's see, Meet Your Fate. I think that's the one we called Meet Your Fate. It's kind of funny because like most of like the Soze tracks, they went through like changes. Like I'll make a beat, send it over, and then change the beat or something, or vice versa. But yeah, definitely like Meet Your Fate, Step Up, and what's that other one? Start this shit off right.
Yeah, that was yeah. That also the one. Didn't you produce the one for Les too? That he did with Les.
Yeah, with let's see, with last I'm
Low
trying to remember what
profile.
that one's. Low profile, yeah.
I used to play that in my seat. I had that on CD, the album that was off of, and I played that. I blasted that shit on my car. As soon as track 6 came on, I'm fucking, cause the way it goes on, bro. I love that shit.
Yeah, I've been listening to Ellie Dollar for like a bit. So they messaged me. He's like, "Yo, I'm getting Ellie Dollar on like the track," and I was like, "Oh, okay, bet." You know,
Yeah.
that came out dope.
I wasn't aware of how big he was like prior to like listening to like the collaborations he did with Soulja, and that's cool that like he was a big fan of him prior to working with him. I would love to see Soulja work with Freddie Gibbs. I think that would be insane, really good.
That would be crazy. Freddie Gibbs is definitely one of my favorite rappers right now.
I would get you or either Drag to produce that or both. I don't know.
Yeah, shout out Drag. He's a homie too.
I love Drag and what they got cooking up. I'm so hyped to hear what they have cooking up with fucking Slim Gorilla and what's up?
Yeah, I heard that track is. I heard that album's like mythological because it's got like 20 tracks. I'm hyped to see what they got.
Yeah. When's the first time you worked with Slim Gorilla?
First time I worked with Slim Gorilla. Let's see. It was a track with. I'm trying to think of the name. It was this rapper Low Key. And so he had a collaboration. I had sent him a beat, and then he got Slim Gorilla on it. After that, we have a good grip of like tracks, maybe about like 5 tracks, I think. Because then there's a track with him and Wi-Fi God.
Yeah.
So him and Wi-Fi God is I'm like forgetting, but I definitely produced 2 for him and Sister Moss. Break him down. That's definitely like one of the hardest beats I produce.
Yeah.
As far as like cowbell.
At what age did you think you either found your sound or like made coherent music for people to listen to and move past the like slump of the first years of making music? Because I when I got in music, it was very hard to just show people shit. Like, when did you start making music that was worthy of showing people stuff? You know what I mean?
Worthy of showing people. Let's see, 17 is when I felt like stuff kind of like came to. Well, really 16. Like right when I made AK-47, the track AK-47, and that kind of like started off the old like naming tracks after guns. Like I name a lot of my tracks just gun titles after AK-47. That was when I like found my flow that people was fucking with.
Yeah.
So that was like when I was able to kind of consolidate the ideas I was going forward. I had learned enough of production and learned enough of like layering and mixing for rapping to really get cohesive projects going.
When did you like make your name Apoc Krysis?
12 years old.
What was the process behind making that name?
My favorite rapper is MF Doom, and I really wanted something kind of like ominous. I feel like MF Doom is kind of like a ominous name. Feels like something, something's coming. R.I.P. the Doom.
What's your favorite project by him?
Definitely Operation Doomsday, I think.
Yeah, that's always top 3 for me. I got Food is number 1, but I think it's like the best. Like the beginning of that's the best though. Like out of the first like 5-track run, I fuck with that's like whenever I introduce people to MF Doom, I show people Doomsday. It's a very good song.
Yeah, Doomsday. I feel like you can just throw Doomsday on and just like kind of turn yourself off. Like that one, the beats are like so chill, and there's a bunch of concepts because he always had concepts, but I feel like that one's a little less concept heavy. Because you get into like Mad Villain, you get into Food, and then you start getting them heavy concepts. So I feel like if you show that to a listener that doesn't really appreciate that, they get kind of scared off, hoe scaring music.
Hoe scaring music, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, Doomsday is like a very relaxing. It's almost like throwing on jazz music when your friends come over or some shit in the background.
Yeah.
Throwing on some Paul Hardcastle or some shit.
Like if you throw Doomsday on, you chilling with homies, they're gonna be like, "Oh, what's that?" Like
yeah,
it catches their attention.
But if you put on accordion,
yeah, because like with Mad Villain, there's definitely like conceptual tracks, and there's a couple like I feel anyone can appreciate on Mad Villain a little bit.
I want to tell you something. I don't know if you're a fan of Clairo, but one of her favorite albums is Mad Villainy. Did you know that?
No, I didn't, and it's actually crazy. I remember that Clairo put one of the D's Nuts tracks that I produced in one of her mixes. It's like Scariest Girl in the Morgue or something, or Prettiest Girl in the Morgue. Yeah, it's in that.
What's that mix called? You just said the name.
It's called Prettiest. Yeah, Prettiest Girl in the Morgue. That's the mix.
Girl, that's great. What? That's awesome.
Yeah.
In the Morgue, is it still up or did she delete all that shit? Hopefully not.
Oh no,
Oh, it's
because her
hip.
name was it DJ
Baby
Baby something?
Ben's. Yeah, I got it.
DJ Baby Benz. Yeah, it's up there.
Oh yeah, here we go. So here's the list. It's here we go. Criminal Chaos, Lil Mane, Takeout to Freddie Dredd and Baker. They will know me. And then, so here's a list. It goes: I live in L.A. Famous X, Fur Wolf, Xavier Wolf, Criminal Chaos, Lil Kane. Her children are starving. Lil Ugly Mane. They will know me. Freddie Dredd or Baker, and then Tobias and Baby Glock. Takeout. That's the list of this one.
Okay, it probably was the Kane track.
So you produced the Kane track.
Yeah.
Shouts out to Lil Kane, big fan. What was his last song that just dropped on that? I forget the name of that shit. I fuck with him though. Shouts out to him. But you work with Space Ghost Ferb. You said you have a credit with him. What song is that, and how did that come together?
Okay, that was funny because I had made a bunch of beats with Loco Los. Shout out Loco Los. And Space Ghost Purple tweeted, "Send beats. I'm rapping on literally every single one." So I sent like 3 beats, and so he ended up using one. And he put it out.
That's what's up. Yeah, Locolos is insanely good. He's
Facts, man. He's kind of carrying like that new kind of underground wave of like that dark trap, and he's got some sort of name for his music, but he's carrying a lot.
And what he's done with Trip Jones. Shouts out to Trip Jones. I fuck with him.
Shout out Trip, that's the homie.
Yeah, he's awesome. And he who did Trip did the whole. He's done a lot of projects with this one guy. Tony Seltzer. That guy's insanely good. Hey,
Tony Seltzer, go crazy.
Yeah, shouts out to them. But I want to ask you.
I like his
No, you're good.
I like his tape with Wi-Fi God.
Yeah, I haven't listened to that, but I'll definitely look into it. But I want to ask you were involved in a project that I thought was beautiful and innovative. It's the Vapor Memphis tape with Ryan Celsius. What was the conversation that prompted your involvement in that?
I was not like involved in it. I mean, my vocals were used. I don't know how you got my vocals. It just was out there, and it was dope. Like I messed with it.
Oh, I didn't know
What
that.
happens is I got my vocals in like my kits, and so I know a kit leaked whenever like my vocals just start popping up on like random tracks, 'cause they remix them.
Yeah, I might
But
start
it's
doing
it's
that. I might
dope.
ask you though beforehand because now I know you. But you know what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
I will. Don't worry. But yeah, I've been thinking of sampling a lot of people. I've been thinking of sampling Young Dolph now that he died because I was a big fan of him. That would be fun.
Yeah, man, R.I.P. Dolph.
That shit was
I don't
crazy.
know. I feel like people like sampling them after they die. Like I feel like it's gotta wait like a year or something like that. Cause I don't know. I remember when Koopsta died and everybody was like kind of posting Koopsta tributes. It feels kind of disingenuous.
Mm,
I mean, I know everybody messes with them. I mean, some people, they're coming from the right place, but I don't know. It just
yeah.
it kind of rubs me the wrong way.
Well, that's the thing about MF Doom is somebody made this funny MF Doom post. It was like in July before he died. It was like MF Doom just makes like shitty beats, cosmic experimental, and then just rhymes and like poop with shoop or some shit, some shitty joke about him. And then as soon as he dies, all these like all the posts, all the hip hop Twitter, which I hate hip hop Twitter. It's so toxic, but they
Yeah.
started posting a whole bunch of like tributes and all this shit about like MF Doom and shit. It sucks.
Yeah, everybody was coming out the woodworks talking about they're a Doom fan and everything. And they never, they wasn't showing nobody.
Yeah. What I tried to put people onto is like Drake rapping on MF Doom beats. Like there's a hella. I think he's rapped on one of them with like Nicholas F. I'm a big fan of Nicholas F. But did you know?
Oh yeah, Nicholas. Yeah, I heard that with Nicholas F. Because that's like real Drake. Like, because that was when Nicholas F was getting on for that. He was on some sort of thing on like MTV or something like that. He had won like some rap competitions or something. But yeah, Nicholas F. Love his music.
Have you
I
known
I
him
have
for a
met
while?
him in person.
That's cool.
Yeah, I've known his music for a long time.
That's awesome. Where'd you meet him?
At the Little Ugly Mane show.
That's cool. Damn, I haven't seen any Little Ugly Man shows pop up. Like, when's the last show that he's ever done? Do you remember that?
I wouldn't know what's the last show that he's ever done. He did. I think he did something for Halloween. He usually does something for like Halloween. This show was kind of just like random in Georgia. There's not too many like underground type shows in Georgia.
Yeah.
Usually it's like trap metal type thing. So like to get like anybody that was part of like that Raider Clan type scene stuff is dope. I seen Xavier Wolf out here and that was crazy.
That's what's up. Which was your favorite concert you've ever been to, like in general?
Probably the Xavier Wolf one, because the Xavier Wolf one was like my first rap concert, and they played my music at that show.
For real? Like in the background?
Yeah, because like what it was is there was this dude from Atlanta, and he had bought a beat off my track train, and he performed it at the show. It was called "You Ain't Mad As You," which was like a real old beat that I put out 2014, 2013, something like that. It was a DJ Livewire mix, and so he rapped over that, and I was like, oh shit, that's my song, that's my song. Like I produced that.
That's cool. Damn.
So
Shit. When did you start listening to Xavier Wolf? Like, what was the first couple tracks that you listened to by him?
the first couple tracks by Xavier Wolf. Ethel, when he did Ethel Wolf project, what is that project?
Wolfgang's Rodolph.
Wolfgang's Rudolph, like that. That's when I first started listening to him, because I heard that one that's got the that one that's got the it's got the Ghost Town DJs My Boo sample. That was like the first Ether Wolf track that I heard.
I like
And
that
then
project.
Black Magic.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
good
I like that whole project all the way through.
I love showing Suicide Boys fans that project and be like, yo, this guy did it better first. And just rub it in their face and shit.
Yeah.
Man, there's so, like a lot of them are just so ignorant about this shit, but it's whatever. Like you can't like force people to like get educated on music, but it's fun to like tell people. No, oh my god, one time I showed somebody Gangsta Pat. They're like, that sounds like Ruby. And I'm like, Jesus, bro, what are we doing?
That's part of the reason why I made like the funk essay, because it's just like, and that's no disrespect to like Suicide Boys or anything like that. That's just they're fans. It's the first time they heard like some Memphis a lot of times. So they'll be like, "Oh man, 3-6 Mafia is copying Suicide Boys," and you're just like, "What?" Like, that don't make no sense.
Yeah, bro. I love Gangsta Pat though. I think Deadly Verses is probably the best '90s album, in my opinion.
Fast. I made a little Instagram filter for Deadly Verses. You can check it out.
Yeah.
On Deadly Verses. Yeah.
That's what's up. Damn, I gotta do that later today. I will do that when I post about this.
Bad.
Shit, man, that's fucking all. How does that work? Creating an Instagram filter.
It's actually a lot easier than I expected. Luckily, like Kreayshawn and Wu Preem, they had made filters before, so I had asked them. I was just like in a voice chat, like asking them like, how do you do this, how do you do that, and they helped me out with it.
That's just, did it cost any money or? How did
No, it's free.
Damn. What other album would you do a filter for if you had the chance?
I'm thinking I'm about doing a 8-Ball and MJG coming out hard filter that like puts you in the car, like a bobblehead or something.
That would be awesome. That's fire.
Yeah.
That's what's up. But now I want to ask some more personal questions. What's the tool of self-regulation that you utilize?
What do you mean by self-regulation?
It could be meditation. It could be working out. It could be making music. What keeps you in check with your life? What keeps you stable?
Shoot, I don't know. I'll just be working. I'm working nonstop, so I would just say work ethic.
That's what's up.
I'll be making.
What's up?
Making beats, making art, mixing, managing, making videos, editing videos, all that. Like there's never a dull moment.
When did you discover your work ethic? Like when did you start developing that?
When did I start developing that? Probably early on. I used to play basketball all the time, so I would practice religiously with basketball, and so I think that would be the first time to see that work ethic, because I was just getting better and better.
What position were you?
I played center and I played guard.
What's your height?
I'm like 6'1".
Oh, word. That's what's up. I was like, I played a lot too. That's why I get like all the fucking. It's insane, but like, there's a difference between sports and like like this type of stuff because of sports. You can't really like stay up till like 4 a.m. doing sports, but you can with this shit.
That's what you think. I was out there.
Oh, for real? You were
Yeah,
outside at 4 a.m. fucking balling?
yeah. If there was daylight, you got some moonlight, got that light outside. I
Yeah,
was I was about it.
that's so. What other sports did you play?
Let's see. I played basketball, a little bit of football, only like 1, 2 years of football, um, and soccer, maybe 2 years of soccer. But soccer would have been like really early. That would have been middle school.
Yeah. What do your family think of like you doing music or doing creative stuff? Were they creative as well, or is this foreign to them?
It's kind of foreign to them. You know, they're extremely supportive. All the way to my grandparents. They support my music.
Yeah. Do any of them are any of them like listening to it religiously, or do they just like support it in the way that they
My
can?
mom, my mom listens to my music all the time. I don't really show my grandparents my music. They just know like I do music.
That's good.
So they very rarely hear anything from it.
That's good. That's what's up. Um, what songs would be on your playlist like as a kid that you would still listen to now, like as a teenager?
Just like in general, just like
Yeah,
any all time.
any music. Yeah.
Definitely Brother Lynch Hong, like any Brother Lynch Hong song. Definitely one of my favorite artists. A whole bunch of Skinny Pimp. I love that Skinny Pimp Volume One. Uh, Gangsta Pat, MF Doom, like all that. I still listen to all that, and then I still listen to like the Raider Clan stuff. I like Ethel Wolf, Black Land, Black Man.
Yeah.
That shit still goes hard.
You know what people gotta look into though about the Radio Clan stuff or Space Ghost Perp? They gotta start appreciating black men's wealth. That's probably one of my favorite perp tapes. I think that's really overlooked. Are you familiar with that project?
Yeah, BMW. That's a very cohesive project. It's a step up from Black Land Radio 66.6 because like Black Land Radio 66.6 was kind of like just kind of all over the place sonically, and then BMW like consolidated
Yes, very well
that
mixed,
sound.
mixed to the best of his ability. you know,
Yeah,
and also just the beats are just like the way like whole lot of ice is insane because he did a part where he did like a one step cowbell melody with just the one note and he lowered it down but it still sounds like good and cohesive for some reason. And he also did like a ice 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 and it's just like really like it's fucking and rep FLA. Like I feel like a lot of those songs and that song with Nell, a lot of those songs should be like very popular, but they're not, and it angers me because of how well done they are and how like catchy they are. Like what song that hasn't blown up that you think is very catchy do you think should blow up by anybody or by you?
by anybody, man. That's hard. I can't really say what's gonna blow up. Definitely. I mean, Jupilux, Planet Music. I feel like that single from that tape is just. I feel like anybody can vibe with that. Outside of that, I really don't know.
Yeah, that's so. Now I want to ask what's planned for you? What do you got next in terms of your music or your career or movies with people you manage that you could speak on? Any announcements about your music that you could speak on before we wrap this up?
There's like 40 tracks like in rotation right now that are going to be released as collabs. Like the amount of music that's out there right now that's just waiting to be released is kind of crazy.
Who are these collabs
We
with?
made I can't name them because a lot of them are surprises.
Oh,
But
good.
you're gonna see a lot like you're gonna like see some ghetto tech collabs, some like house collabs, just all across the board. You got trap collabs, like just I was just putting in work like the whole quarantine.
That's good. That's awesome, man. Anything else you'd like to announce before we wrap this up?
Yeah, we got like a bunch of singles dropping that we made here at the B&B. We should have a track dropping with me and Zupalux. I think we're gonna drop that on Monday, and the cover for that's hard. Like it came out really dope.
Who did the
It's
cover?
like us going. I did.
That's cool. What software do you use?
I used Adobe Photoshop.
Yeah. So
I used to use GIMP for a little bit, but I
Yeah, that's
switched
a
to Photoshop.
starter. That's a starter, man. Yeah, I remember the days of GIMP. I used to do animations on that back in the day. Shit.
Dang.
I used to do stop motion animation, like Lego shit. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I did that when I was
Yeah, I've
7.
seen
Yeah.
those YouTube videos.
Yeah. I've been doing YouTube since I was 7, but money didn't start coming in until I was 16. That's usually how it goes with anything creative. It's like you start real young, but money did not come in until like less than 10 years later, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't have to speak on this, but real like when did you start making money off of music? Like what age? You don't have to say who.
Fif- 15.
Yeah.
Definitely 15.
Inspiration.
I was doing artwork. I was selling cassettes at 15. So I was already selling cassettes of my music, and then I had pressed some cassette tapes for other people. Also did CDs, so because every single cassette, every single CD, all that's made by hand. Like I make that at home.
That's inspirational. And this interview, I hope, can inspire others because you're an inspirational figure in the scene, and also you're an inspirational figure in general. And just thanks for coming on the show, man. I really enjoyed this shit, and like I always listen to you every day. I'm either listening to a song that you produced or you rapping on, bro. I'm a big fan of you, and I would like thank you for coming on this show. And I hope like everything that you're working on ends up just coming out amazing because you're an amazing artist. And just thanks a lot, man. Really appreciate this.
Man, I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody listening out there, and I'm glad we were able to get this interview.
Thanks a lot. Link below to all your music and social media. And goodbye.
Okay. All right. Peace.